Alright, step one, we're going to mix the sugar, the flour, the cornstarch, and the salt together. We need 510 grams of AP flour. We're going to need 56 grams of cornstarch. We're going to need 99 grams of granulated sugar. And we're going to need our 9 grams of table salt. It's already weighed out. Alright, so we're going to put that in our stand mixer with the dough hook, and we're just going to blend that together. Done. Alright, now we got our milk that we've heated up to about 110 degrees, and we're going to add our yeast to that. Alright, next we're going to whisk in 3 eggs. Alright, now we're going to start to mix our mixture, all the dry stuff together, and we're going to pour our egg mixture in a steady stream. We're doing this on speed number 2, fairly low. Alright, now that it's come together in a ball, we're going to start adding our butter, a few pieces at a time. Make sure it's softened butter. And we'll scrape down the sides about halfway through. Alright, we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Continue mixing for another few minutes. Alright, so this is where we can start to add a little bit of extra flour. We're going to add up to 4 tablespoons, about a quarter cup of extra flour to this. See how it's kind of sticky? This is going to bring the dough together and make it a little bit easier to handle. You can already see how it's changing. That's our last one. I think that should do it. It's still going to be a very sticky dough, but that's a good thing for the cinnamon rolls. Alright, that looks good. We're going to go ahead and stop that there. We'll turn this out on the table. And that's what it should look like after you've added the extra flour. It should all come together in one mass. Alright, so I'm just going to flour the top of it and just kind of knead it just a few times. Bring it together into a ball. This is plasticky and smooth. I don't know if you can see that. That's what it should look like. It should feel very soft. So once I get it into a ball shape, that's what it should look like. It's going to go into our oiled bowl, just like that. And we're going to cover this and let it rest for 2 hours. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make our filling. So first thing we've got is, I'm using dark brown sugar. The recipe calls for light brown sugar. But we're going to need 425 grams of that. We're going to need 12 grams of ground cinnamon. That goes in. And just a pinch of salt. And then we'll just combine this together. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make the filling. I'm only going to make a half batch of the glaze. We've got 2 ounces of softened cream cheese in the bowl. And we're going to add about 85 grams of confectioner's sugar to that. And we're going to add about 7.5 mils of milk, which is about a teaspoon and a half. And we're going to add vanilla, about half a teaspoon, about 2.5 mils. And That's just going to get blended together. Should look like that when you're done. Lovely. Alright, so our pan prep is a sheet pan with a silpat on it and an adjustable cake mold that I got set for 9 by about 13. That looks right. But you could use any 9 by 13 pan that you want. And I've got a couple parchment slings that I cut to fit in here. You could use foil if you want to. There we go. That's our pan prep. Alright, our dough's risen nicely. Now we're going to flour the table, flour the bench a little bit. Pull it out of the bowl. And we're going to try to roll it into about an 18-inch square. I always like to start in the shape that I want it to be when we're done rolling it. That's good. We'll square it up a little bit. Butter should be very soft, sort of like this consistency. We'll just spread that all around. That looks good. And all of our filling is going to go on here. I'm going to leave a little space right at the top. And on the sides, I am going to go all the way out to the edge. And on the bottom, I'll go all the way out to the edge. And just get that as even as you can. Now we'll start to roll it up. So we want to roll it up kind of nice and tight, but not too tight. Once you get a roll or two, you kind of pick it up and just give it just a bit of a stretch as you roll it. You can feel that that'll just tighten it up a little bit when you give it just that little bit of a stretch. Stretch out the corners just a little bit. Keep it square. And then we'll roll it over and we will pinch the seam shut all along here. You don't want to use too much flour when you roll this out. You want to keep it, you want to just use enough flour to keep it from sticking from the table to the table. If you use too much flour, you won't be able to pinch the seam shut very well. Alright, now's the part where we're going to cut this. So we're doing pretty good. Our log is not sticking to the table. And we're going to cut with dental floss. We're going to score it with a knife. So we want to cut it about in half. And cut each of those pieces in half. And then we'll divide each of those in half as well. So we'll get 8 total pieces. So you kind of go underneath here, move the dental floss around, pull it through. You get these nice neat cuts like this. So lift it up, slide your dental floss in a little bit more. There we go, now they're all cut. You want to put them cut side up. I like to push them down just a little bit. And just kind of evenly space them out. That's what they should look like. As you can see, I got mine set up over here by the oven in a nice warm spot so they can proof. Alright, it's been a little over an hour. And that's what they should look like. And we'll bake at 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. Alright, it's been 35 minutes. Pull them out of the oven. They look great. Alright, the last step is just to apply half the glaze now while they're still hot. And the second half is going to go on after they've cooled a little bit.